Hey everyone, we're gonna start in 5 minutes. I'm just gonna mute myself. Wait. Mute. Alright. Alright, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Uh, Alright, let's give it a couple more minutes for everybody to get here. 2 more minutes, and then we go. Looking at some stocks I've been trading recently. Oh, pumping. Good. All right. Let's see. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. Let's wait for everybody to. We got 1 more minute, but let's everybody to get here. But I'll start anyway. It doesn't matter. All right, it's Monday. Monday. So what does it mean? Obviously, you should have done something this beforehand, but you should go to Forex factory calendar and see what the hell is going on this week, right? So this is how you start your Sunday prep. Actually, you should be aware what's going on a week ahead. Every Sunday, markets whenever they reopen or prior to them when they reopen, you should probably do a review of your previous trades from last week, and then you will want to see what's a week ahead. So you'll take a look at the calendar, and and today we see there's nothing on the news today, nothing of importance honestly until Wednesday, which is going to be FOMC meeting minutes. But again, I don't think so. This week is going to be pretty much news free unless somebody says something, a World War III starts or something of that nature. So, which is a good sign. Why is it a good sign? That means you're going to have a very technical market. So, there will be no monkey wrenches, not as many monkey wrenches, hopefully, thrown into the price action, which can wiggle you out of a trade. 1 sec, let me just get this. So let's see how this week plays out. But so far, for now, again, you're usually when you don't have world on fire, usually have summertime as a quiet months, and people usually it's not as volatile. But we're living in a different world now. from 10 years ago when every summer was kind of dull and it was quiet. Now it's some new entertainment across the world pops up every week. Something going on big. World War Three about to start, right? All the good stuff. So again, you don't have to buy into any of that, but it does create some volatility. So U.S. traders are coming from a short week last week. They basically checked out Wednesday, Thursday, early Thursday last week, and that means the book is going to be executed. There's going to be some volatility at 9:30 once the stock market's open, because there's going to be a pile of orders from Thursday, from Friday of last week, that will be now sipping through stock market. Given that Trump also announced that he's going to be releasing a list of countries that he will be taxing 100-something%, whatever. So that will definitely might give more volatility to the markets. The interesting part about it, it was announced Sunday pre-market open, and all we got a gap up actually. All right. So what would be a good play in the stocks? In the stocks, this is what I would do. The futures, as you can see, almost close the gap. I would wait for the gap close and then buy the turnaround, because I think a lot of volume is going to sip in, and it's going to be good for a long. So you got to wait for gap to close though. Don't chase it up here, obviously. So it depends what you trade. If it's futures, you S&P mini, wait for this gap close and maybe hit this. 1 second, let's do 1 hour. Yeah. So again, though, usually 9:30 is going to hit a lot of volume. It's all the piled orders from the weekend, from short last week. So give it 10 minutes. At 9:30, give it 10 minutes and see a trading range. There's going to be a trading range established. And once after 10, 15 minutes, you're going to start finding direction. And that's the direction you want to go with for the whole day. You can scalp into it. You can trade it on an hourly basis. Doesn't matter. But you'll be able to get something out of it for a few hours for sure, and make some money, hopefully, right? So that's stocks. Obviously, the trend is up, so don't try to short this market. Every fucking genius tried to short this market is in a fucking coma in the trauma center in a hospital at this point, all right? So everybody wants, oh, this is the end, and then it just blowing up in their faces. And now they're chasing, and they're getting squeezed. And there's a lot of people getting squeezed because the stop losses were above highs here. So Mr. Market wants to squeeze them out pretty badly. That's what market does. It fucks everybody in the where, right? So, 1 sec. Remove this. NASDAQ obviously already breached that, and it's pumping, right? So don't short something. You don't short all-time highs. You don't short all-time highs. That's a retarded way of trading. It's just gambling, because you don't know if it's going to stop here, or in 2 years. Okay? You don't. Especially now that Trump wants to get rid of Powell, who that will usher ultra low interest rates, which will further stimulate the growth of economy and inflation. And either way, it's going to increase the prices of the equities and all the asset prices, right? So either economy does well and the stock companies do well and they make more money, stock market grows, or they cut interest rates and the stock market grows, because there's going to be, at least in the initial leg of the reaction, it's going to be inflationary. And if it's inflationary, then your dollar loses value. And that means, in simple terms, that the stock market will be rising simply because the value of the dollar is being lost, eroded by inflation. Correct? All right. So doesn't matter. Wait for the bounce opportunities for stocks. I'm not saying you should be buying today right away. Like I said, wait for the flow to reveal itself. As I always tell you, we're not here to we're not we analyze the markets, but we have to have confirmation from the trades, from the price action rather, in order for us to enter into the trades. So don't be in a rush to do dumb shit because you're gonna be on the wrong side, or it's gonna be 50-50 at best, right? So how do you do? Let's talk about swing trading overall. So professional traders, they get paid to take to manage money, obviously, and to manage money that means they need to be professional enough and disciplined enough to take only optimal trades. Optimal trades means they don't come very often. You don't get golden opportunities every 5 seconds. Okay, that's the matter of fact. You can take suboptimal trades and see how well you do. But I haven't met any guy who's been on Wall Street for more than a decade who takes a gazillion trades every day. To be quite honest, a little bit, but for the most part, most professionals they will sit and wait and strike when the opportunity is right. Even if it's your 5 minute trading, and that's fine. You might get one very good setup a day, maybe, right? So, but it's for novice traders. And for novice traders, the thing is, you guys have, you join prop firms, or you're trying to turn your $1,000 into 3 quadrillion in the matter of 2 weeks, and that's not how it works. So you YOLO a lot, you have no discipline, and you do dumb shit because of that. Okay, so that's just the reality of things. And instead of treating this, you should. Every single person like Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, they always talk about, people always very myopic about what they're doing right now instead of looking forward 5 years out, 10 years out, right? So if you're looking at trading a year out, and that you're doing a series of trades, 100 trades, 1,000 trades, one particular trade is not going to be make it or break it. You shouldn't make it or break it, obviously. There's a lot of people who YOLO and the whole capital to it. So it kind of, if you look at trading as a series of trades, that you have 100 trades, and out of that 100, a large percentage should be profitable, or even 50-50, but the risk to reward is positive, so 2-to-1, you make money, right? So some people make money even being right 40% of the time, all right? So they just need to be, they get stepped out, but then they have those 1-to-3, 1-to-5 type of trades, and they make up for all the little losses, and then they make profit. So for me, I don't like to have lots of stop outs and lots of circle jerking. Personally, it's my personality. I like to have wide stop, let the market do its thing, let it breathe. If it works out, I'm only going to be stopped out usually when it's a definite no. Okay, because I hate the most. Well, in my younger years, what I hated the most was being just tight stop losses, and you just get flushed out, and you just donating money essentially. So I don't like that. I don't need to do that. That's why I don't run tight stop losses. For some personality, but we all have our own psychological profiles, and these psychological profiles dictate of how we handle greed and fear and all the emotional aspects that are involved in trading. So some people don't like to have wide stops because they don't want to take that big fucking hit. So they'd rather take a little loss and move on, a little loss and move on. That's fine too. This is what you need to experiment with, and the way you experiment with this is you take 50 trades this way, 50 trades that way, and see what works out. I always say the same fucking thing. Journaling. Journaling is basically you doing your analysis of all your trading, and you will, once you have the data of all the trades that you're taking, before and after pictures with the notes, was it profitable, not profitable, are these setups, over even 20-30 trades, you will start catching patterns of your mistakes and patterns of your winnings. Okay, most of the time there will be more mistakes than winnings, which is a good thing. That means this is how you curtail your downside, right? So this is how you risk manage yourself. You want to remove all the potential liabilities, your handicaps, and then let the winners take care of themselves. Okay, so the winning, once you do have something that keeps repeating or rhyming in the market, so to speak, that's when you can start trading more and more capital. Okay. Recently, I saw some article. He's making like 90 grand a month or so trading. He's 22, and he said, most people don't understand that I beta tested my fucking trading system for 3 years. 3 years. Now he's making 90 grand a month for a 22-year-old, $1 million a year. Fantastic, right? But how many of you would beta test anything for 3 years? Not a whole lot. And by beta test, I don't mean just demo. You can put a small amount of money, but before you start scaling, so to speak, right? You're not even thinking of these terms in years. You're thinking, okay, I want to buy a Bugatti next month. I want to pay rent. I wanna, and that's all you're doing. You're just a bunch of I wannas, and nobody gives a shit what you want. That's the truth. You need to first provide the value to yourself and the market, and then you're gonna get the what you want. By the time you're gonna, anyway. The point being is, instead of concentrating on, it's good to have, obviously, visualize what kind of lifestyle you do want to have. However, you have to put in the work first. If this was the easy, I call it, everybody in the trading world calls it the easiest, hardest way to make money, because it looks easy. It's fucking brutal. It will fuck you up. I haven't met anybody who's profitable who hasn't been through hell and back. Okay, that's the God honest truth. From losing millions to even hundreds of thousands in the beginning to. Anyway, it's until you get to the point of listening to fundamentals of this business, and the fundamentals are you need to have the data, and to have the data you need to keep journal, and most of you are too lazy to even write an entry into a digital notepad about your trading. Do you understand how pathetic that is? You have zero discipline. You have zero fucking discipline. And you want millions of dollars, and you want Bugattis. You want to live in Miami, or the fuck you want to do, right? You can't even take a note because all you're I'm a trader. I'm clicking the button. Buy, sell, buy. Oh yeah, right? And that's unfortunate. Like 90% of people, they're approaching this as completely as unprofessionally as possible. Imagine if a doctor who has thousands of patients wouldn't keep medical files on them. Okay? He'll be like, yeah, rely on my memory. Oh, yeah, Mr. Johnson, you were here 5 years ago. Hey, what'd you have? We need to amputate your foot now. No, my ear hurts. No, your foot is fucking going off. Off you go, right? Imagine that. So that's you. You're just doing stupid shit randomly, relying on your memory, and thinking with the brain, which is, we all know about how easily it is. The brain fabricates memories, and it's super selective with the biases that it basically control how we behave, right? So with all your biases and the false memories that you implant yourself, you're not gonna know for a fact that this trading style that you're currently doing is profitable, because the one time, like I always say, you're going to catch the top and catch the reversal, you're going to think that this is the way to do it. And then the next 50 times you do it, net, meaning overall, it will be a losing thing. But you will only remember the good times and some of the bad times. But the good times will overpower it to the point where you're going to be erroneously committing capital. And there's which is a cardinal sin in trading. Warren Buffett says The rule number one of investing is never to lose money. The rule number two of investing is see rule number one. That's it, right? So, all right, we're getting a lot of. By the way, guys, if you want to post questions from last week, as I promised, we did. I will answer all those questions. So if you want to repost them, one sec. Let me. One of our mods will. If you still want an answer to them, we'll do it in a little while. What time is it? It's 9:16. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about gold. All right. So last week, Friday, Thursday, we had the early NFP because of the July 4th, Independence Day in the United States. So they ran NFPs on Thursday instead of Friday. We were trading this live. I entered longs. I told you on the. Oh, 1 second. Not the best entry, but I did make money at the end. I actually entered long right here on this candle. I told you when we're gonna go to the bottom, and we never took out this low, as you can see. We've sideways. Basically, the volume died down. We had a pump. I exited I got a little greedy. My take profit was 46. The high was 45 and change. So I had to. This was in the middle of the night, 2:30 in my morning. I was sleeping, and then I had to basically exit somewhere here for a small profit because then we were going into the. It was already holiday trading, and there will be no volume. So anyway, wasn't the best trade, but if you were on a Thursday stream, I told you, wait for these candles. Wait for the reversal candles into the area of support and then the follow through. So that's basically what I did. But that's 5-minute trading, 5-minute chart trading. I usually don't do that type of stuff. This is what I'm looking at right now. So you had essentially 5 wave up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Elliott wave, right? So 5 wave. That means it's a completed leg. This is one leg of movement. This price action right here. So what do? You fib this fucking thing. You fib the whole leg up. Then you look for do you have reactive support? Do you have reactions of the levels? Yes. So this was the move up. The first initial level was what? 38.2 minimum viable retracement. So they tried to bounce it, not happening. Is it respecting now the 50% level? Yes. That means the fibs are fucking correct. So now what did I tell you my bread and butter trade is? This zone right here, the deep pullback, okay? We took out the highs. So people who were short and now they're done. You also have, as you can see, waning momentum. You see how this price action was a turnaround? You see the stupid RSI, simple positive divergence. We're now getting the same positive divergence here. On the day that we don't have any fundamental news, which is fantastic. This is a loop back to the beginning of the why you should know what the fuck is going on the calendar. All right, that means unless Trump comes out and says we're bombing China or something, I don't know, just making shit up, right? Or Powell comes out and says something. Usually that means that the technical analysis will be on point. Again, in trading, not in trading. Most of us are taught how to think in black and white. Trading is all about gray, okay? There is no definitive answer, and that's what fucks up most people. They're like, I want to know the system that is right all the time, and it's not like that. It's never will be like that. You're asking your expectation is completely it's just out of whack, and you need to learn how to be in a gray zone. Okay, so my ideal zone is here from 618 to 786, deep pullback. And this is where it's going. By the time idea again, does it mean that it's going to get there and bounce? Maybe, maybe not. But we have a few things working for us. So number one thing, you have obviously the 618 fib. I like to trade 702, which is in the middle between 618 and 786. You also have this order block, essentially whole block here, which is a nice zone, right? So, and you have positive divergence happening. So you have a confluence of investigative probabilities stacked in your favor now that by the time the market gets here, it's going to be exhausted enough for at least a bounce. Will it bounce here or just here or just here? I don't care, because the minute I see that I'm in profit at least halfway or 1-to-1 with this stop loss like this, I can take half off, put everything on break even, and either let it ride or get stopped out on break even or close it all together, whatever. But basically, once I start seeing profit, I usually like to move my stops to break even relatively fast, because then I don't give a shit if it works out or not. It's a free trade. It works, it works. It doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's the Ivan Drago. If it dies, it dies, right? So, so with that said and done, 1 second. Yeah. So with that said and done, I want this thing to be so exhausted. And where is why do I like the 702 especially today? Well, let me remove this. See this line right here? It also happens to be an average true range ATR, meaning the average range that this instrument moves. This is where usually it would get exhausted. All right, the move for an average move. And since we don't have the fundamental news, once again, that's yet another criteria for a confluence. So you have this order block zone, you have the fibs, you have the exhaustion level, you have the positive divergence. So now you have a stack of probabilities in your favor. Does it mean that it will work out? No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean dick. To the point where, but it increases your chances. It doesn't give you a guarantee, rather. But it increases your chances. So now I have a whole stack of probabilities lined up into the probability that the trade will work out, and that's when you want to take a trade. So maybe one more dip down. Maybe this is all she wrote. She 618. Usually, sometimes it just bounces off the 618, and maybe this was the little approach was it, and we can go. But I'm not sure yet. We can still do this and then go. Okay, so we'll see. I will be monitoring 618 as well, because sometimes you're gonna have a candle that didn't reach 702, and it's gonna be one of those bullish candles, right, with the follow through. So you put your stop somewhere here, target 1-to-1, 1-to-2, off you go. All right. So this is what I'm going to be waiting for. This is my setup. This is what I'm waiting for now. That's it. This is my analysis for gold. I don't need to do anything. I just set an alert. Now, if the price gets to it, it gets to it. If it starts running without me, so be it. Then I'm going to wait for this and buy it here. So that's the plan then for tomorrow. Okay? That's just gold. And that's it. I don't really give a shit if none of these conditions happen, then I don't trade. I don't need to trade because, all right. So I'm just gonna wait and look how this is ATR for silver. You see this this line right here. We'll make it abundantly clear how well the ATR worked in silver and how it started bouncing off of it. So this is what I want to see in gold, essentially, at this level right here. All right, we might not get so lucky, but what did I tell you? I don't need to trade every day. I just need to trade that one day, the right day, okay? And when that happens, that's a 90% success probability trade right there, okay? And this is what I do. I just take 3 of these a week, and I fuck off. I don't need to. I don't need to sweat. I don't need to cry. I don't need to whatever experience that range of emotions as when I was young and take 17 trades a day and with hair pulling out and sitting there like this, glued to the monitor. I don't need to do any of that now. This is. I know that this is an established pattern that is repeatable, and all I gotta do is be just dumb enough to just execute that. That's it. Don't overthink it. Don't overdo it. Don't do anything. Just do that, and that's it. And that's because I've taken thousands of these. All right. So that's the bread and butter trade, baby, and that's what I'm waiting for gold. Let's take a look at the futures price feed. 1 second. Clean this up a little bit. Oh, looky here. Oh shit. No, never mind. See, we went here. This is the sweet spot zone, right? Last leg down, 618 down. So you can trade it on a reverse as well. It doesn't matter. So right now, this is going to be the high probability trade right here. As you can see, the exhaustion is there. It's gold futures. So the confluence is not as good, but it's good enough. Okay, so you pick your poison. You want to trade spot on FX, trade spot. If you want to trade futures, similar setup. The price, if the spot is going to keep rocking, futures will follow through just as well. So pick the cleaner chart. The spot is much better. To me, at least, because all of the coincidences with confluences with the prices all fall around this 3283 level. So this is where I am gonna see if I can take long. So if the forex gods and the market gods give me that opportunity for this to happen, okay, for this bounce. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes it just keeps on running, and that's that. And that's the nature of trading. Sometimes you don't get that low-hanging fruit. You don't get A+ setups every single time when you want A++ setup. All right? So this is an A++ setup. But with enough capital, I don't need to take 15,000 trades a day. I can take 1 or 2, 3, 4 trades a week. And high probability trades, it's less stress, less risk, and everything. This is 20 years of doing this. You know what I mean? So that's why this is how I approach it now, versus many of the gurus who are now sitting on the live air on a 1-minute chart, and they have gazillion fucking things going on, and they don't know where they're coming or going, what the fuck is going on in their world. I don't give a shit. I know. Again, don't think that there are professional traders who make money this way, and that's fine. If that's what resonates with you, go learn from them. I have no problem with that. Whatever, however you make money is your business. As long as you make money, as long as you don't lose money, you want the action, go for the action. A lot of young people want the action. I was young, I did the action. Trust me, it's not at all what it tops out to be. You know what I mean? So I tell this story. I had a buddy. He was an investment banker in Wall Street, in New York, and he would have to take out prospective clients, to dinner, steaks, strip clubs, stuff like that, to get their business. Big corporate guys. Okay. And when we were in our 20s, he loved the job, obviously, because then, you go to a strip club, you eat steaks at the best restaurants. When you're 25, this is amazing, right? However, and you drink, and it doesn't cost you, you can drink all night, sleep for 3 hours, go back to work, you're okay when you're 22, 25. Now he's in his 40s. And he still has to take clients out once in a while. And he hates it because he doesn't want to be in a strip club at 41, whatever, early 40s on a Wednesday night. He has family and kids. He wants to be in front of TV, watching the fucking TV with his kids, He doesn't want to be fucking, anyway. doing all the fun activities that come with being in those establishments. Okay, so same thing here. Beware what you wish for. If you think that you want to do the 1 minute chart, up, down, left, right, this, that, blah, 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 right? First it sounds exciting, but then you're gonna learn how to do that, and then you'll have to fucking do it for the rest of your life. And then when you're 35, do you really want to be dancing, or 40 or 50, whatever you are, 60? Do you really want to be doing that type of high stress thing, or do you want to have an exhausted price come to you where all the song and dance is out of the system? It barely crawled to this point, and then you just knock it out, knock it off, and it's yours, right? That's the type I want, because I've been around the block, and I'm not lazy. I'm just I'm wiser as to what type of action I want at this point in my life. Okay. All right, let's take a look. We just had a market open, S&Ps. So we have you see this 5 minutes. This is the market open. This is why I tell you not to just to stay out for 5 minutes. What is this? This is just an order book getting executed. Okay, all the orders, buy, sell, this, that, that piled up over the weekend. This is now being executed, and it is going to be executed for the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. All right. So that's the same thing here. 1 minute chart. See. So up, now down. So if you're gonna be chasing it up here, you're already in the shitter. So again, this is why I look at US 30, super volatile, right? So let the geniuses work it out. I don't give a shit if it goes up or down. Couldn't care less. What I care about is this a sustainable trend for the day? If yes, I'm gonna write it down. If it's up, I'll write it up. I have zero hang up onto the direction of where it's gonna go. Obviously, so that's just trading philosophy. I just want to see that it's going somewhere. Once I see that it's going somewhere, and I can ascertain that this is, the probability is that it's gonna sustain that move. You never know that if it's gonna sustain that move or not. But at least you see that it's moving. That means the body in motion, stays in motion, right? Your physics class. So the probability is it's going to stay in motion rather than a violent reversal for no reason. Okay? But see, look at this price action. You had the ups, you had the downs, and now we're at the same level as the open. Why? Oh, because you have to let again, you have to just let it work itself out. Let the order book, order flow chew through all of the orders left over the weekend, over the Friday, over the 4th of July, Independence Day, holidays. And once all of that goes through, that's when you're going to start seeing real patterns emerge. And if you like to trade on 5 minute chart, this is going to be your day trading bonanza. For me, though, because of this gap right here, I don't like longing anything before it. I usually like to see the gap close and then long if I'm bullish, if I'm bullishly biased in this particular market. Okay, so again, does it have to close it today? No, it doesn't. It can just go like this and walk away. But I don't want to. My job is to, again, your job as a trader to take only high probability stuff, not willy-nilly FOMOing it in. Oh my God, it's getting away. I have to chase the bus. I have to chase the train. No, if it's getting away, let it get away. There will be plenty of other opportunities, and it sure beats not making $0 beats being negative. Okay, losing money, because then you have to make up because you were impatient, and then you're like, oh fuck, if only I could have waited. I could have just been on an easy street, right? And now you're in the makeup game. You have to make up the loss and you essentially waste this opportunity. So why don't you just do yourself a favor and don't jump into dumb shit opportunities to begin with, you know? All right, let's see some question. How do you train yourself to avoid revenge trading after losing streak? So we actually did a bunch of interviews with our funded traders recently, and a lot of them have some system in place where you're like an alcoholic, right? Don't keep vodka in your house if you are, right? So same thing here. You kind of like you have either you're gonna have enough discipline, which is you shouldn't rely on, because even if you have an alcoholic and you have vodka, that discipline runs out. Or you can say, if I have 2 losing trades a day, or 3 trade, if you take, for example, only 2-3 trades a day and both of them are losers, you have to walk away. In fact, risk managers in hedge funds, they will come up, tap you over the shoulder and say, get the fuck out of here. They'll tell you to get the fuck out of here for the whole day or for the whole week. Sometimes you have a shitty week and they'll tell you, okay, today is Wednesday, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you were just sucking cock, meaning losing. You got to, you know, get the fuck out. Just take the day. Clearly, your brain is not operating in its optimal condition, because your judgment, the way you see market sucks. You're losing money. Okay, so you need a reset, and the only thing that resets that is walking away and coming back in. Okay. The best way to reset is obviously physical exercise. Go for a walk, go for a jog. I take walks daily, usually around noon or evening, whatever, or go to the gym. That physical activity is strenuous on the body, so you cannot be both. You cannot be working out for an hour and be in in the same mental state as before you enter the gym. Trust me, the anxiety level will drop. You will your body will exhaust. You won't be able to divert to equal attention to both the physical need and the psychological need. So, because the physical need will take priority, all of energy will be put into you getting out of that state. So it's important for you to know, to have systems in place, because you don't have a risk manager who tells you get the fuck out for the day. You have to be. That's what makes trading so hard, because you don't have the risk manager whose sole job is not to trade, just to monitor people who are on a losing streak, right? Who have like life happens. You would have a fight with your girlfriend in the morning. You're thinking about that fight, but because you have to be at work, you not have to, but you have to be trading. You're trading. Your judgment stinks. You're thinking about the fight, then you make erroneous decisions about trading, and it costs you money. So if you had a fight, if you're in a high stressed emotional stress to begin with, just simply don't trade that day. Just walk away. It will be a lot less painful, because now on top of fighting with your girlfriend, you're going to have, or boyfriend or whoever, you're also now going to have losses, which compiles the whole situation into even more of a problem. All right? So just do yourself a favor. Walk away, go hit the gym, go hit, just go for a walk, go for a jog, do something physical. And emotion comes from motion, as I've been saying for the last couple of seminars. It's Anthony Robbins says that, right? It's his phrase. I'm borrowing. Because when you're in motion, your emotion gets dictated. It's not you feel good, that's why you go to the gym. It's you go to the gym and then you'll feel good. All right? Because if I make you stand up straight like this and smile, I don't care how depressed you are, in 5 minutes that you're not gonna be feeling as much depressed as you are, because your body is not in the depressed. If you're gonna be happy as shit, and I'm gonna make you sit like this and all scooched up and You know the physiological body condition when it's, you know how depressed a person looks and how a happy person looks. Okay, with a big grin, with the open chest, breathing deeply. All that stuff will help you. Anyway, so change your body, change your physiology. You will change your mental state. Okay, simply enough. Let's see. Anyone can develop a winning strategy. Our risk management determines our success. Absolutely right. In fact, most trading, like a lot of people like ICT nowadays, who's a scammer, but he teaches a lot of his stuff is still legitimate stuff. So they laugh. The problem with that is they start being cocky and laugh. Oh, yeah, this is an algorithm, and there's some bullshit, and they start laughing at other ways of making money. I have a dude, there's one famous trader, and he is trading the most boring technical analysis, classical technical analysis possible. You would throw up if you would see that he's trading strictly head and shoulders, some kind of triangle breakouts, shit that hasn't been working for 20, 30 years for most people. He is making money trading it. All right? Peter Brand, if anybody knows who he is, you can go Google Peter Brand. He's trading the most ugliest of ugly, and he's making money. And he's not saying, "Oh, the ICT is the best," or this smart money concepts, or Wyckoff, or Elliott Wave, or TA. Stop being cocky. Whatever works with you, works with you. It doesn't matter. Anything will make money if you are in a proper psychological state and you have a proper risk management technique, okay? Even just trading some kind of breakouts or all these systems work. It just, you have to manage how you trade with your risk management and not overindulge into some shitty positions, not jump where you shouldn't be jumping, not hold the losers, hoping that it will come back, and all that jazz, okay? So another thing that most people don't do, you need to kind of prime yourself a little bit for the market. So if you can do 5-minute meditation. So see, the thing is about trading, the minute you start being emotional in trading, this is why when you have some fights or some personal issues in life, it gets translated immediately into trading. It's a very big, it bounces off immediately. It's like a mirror. You're trading against yourself. You're not trading against anybody else. You're trading against yourself, essentially, against your shitty fucking emotional states. So you need to remove these shitty emotional states before you approach. You need to be in a clear mind, clear head, and you need to calm down your amygdala, your lizard brain. All right. And to do that, you need to physical exercise, meditate, breathing exercises. It sounds gay and whatever, most people, in their 20s would think, look at a hippie motherfucker, right? But it's true. There are only a few things that you can do to calm down those centers of your brain that are put you in the fight or flight mode, right? And breathing exercises and meditation are those two things. If you don't want to do that, go do do 20 squats and 50 push-ups. I don't know. That will put you in a different state as well, okay? So that will get that stench out of your brain pretty fast, all right? And that's when you approach the markets. Stan, to improve risk management role strategy, how does cognitive dissonance impact the decision-making process to overcome psychological traps to establish bias, strong emotional attachment? Right. So the only way to overcome your stupid fucking brain is to not to rely on your stupid fucking brain. All right. This is why you have to have a journal, because I'm telling you, just do this experiment. Do me a favor. If this is the only thing I've taught you guys, is do this for the next month. All you do is you document every single trade. Don't write an essay. Don't write anything. If you want to be super lazy, just take a before picture and after picture, before picture and after picture. And after watching 50 of those before and after pictures, your brain, who thought that this was a winning thing, you're like, holy shit. In my mind, I thought that this was a winning formula. But now your brain kind of checks in and is dealt reality, because now you see a before, what you thought is going to happen, and then an after, which doesn't coincide with what happened, right? You got fucked. This is when your brain will be like, yeah, I shouldn't probably be doing that. And I promise every single one of you, you do it for 1 month. Listen, if you want to be a millionaire, what's a 1 month commitment? Commit. Show Mr. Market that you're willing to be successful. If you can't sustain 1 month of prolonged annoying activity, then what the fuck are you good for? You know what I mean? Go get a job, go sit in a cubicle, pick your fucking nose, clickety clack on the keyboard, fill out some forms, and fuck off at 5 p.m. You know? If that's not the life you want, then you put some fucking work into it. Put some sacrifices into it. Yes, and some things are annoying. Okay, so for the next month, you journal, because once you see before pictures, your expectations, you write a little, this is why I entered the trade. This is what I think is going to happen. You can draw a little, so you were buying here. Let's say you bought right now, and this is what you're expected, and the price did this. Your brain, after seeing 10 of these, 20 of these patterns repeat themselves, you thinking this, but it went the other way, your brain will be like, all right, dummy, I'm not that fucking retarded. I'm just going to stop doing this. What else you're going to notice is the same thing with the winning formulas. You're going to see, oh my God, I thought this is going to happen, and this happened. Oh my God, I thought this is going to happen, and this happened. Okay, how can I now repeat more of what happened and remove the dumb shit that I do? If you eliminate 80% of your dumb shit, you will be already profitable. You don't even need to worry about the winning shit. Just remove the stupid shit. It's like, you want to be healthy. It's not about hitting the gym and eating right. It's more about not drinking Coca-Cola, not smoking cigarettes, not doing drugs, not drinking alcohol till fucking 7 a.m. and then go to work at 8 a.m. or whatever, right? It's about removing the negatives more so than the positives. You remove enough negatives, the positives will take care of themselves. Same thing with trading. Remove enough of garbage. What remains is what works. Okay. So, and to go through this process of elimination of stupid shit, you need to have data. You have to have the journal, and then you don't have to rely on anything. And that's why when I see this trade pop off on, if it pops off, either from 618 or 702, these zones, I take them. I don't rely on my brain. I don't get emotional about it. I just know, because I've seen thousands of before and after pictures already of this exact setup. I know that whether it works out or not doesn't matter. But out of 100 of them, 80% of them will work. All right, and that's what I care about. So this way you remove the emotional. Should I take it? Should I don't take it? Should I not take it? It just goes away, and then it's easy. You just like you're pretty much like a machine at this point, and you just take those specific trades. All right, guys. Today is going to be a little shorter of a session. We already did it almost an hour, but I hope I drove the point home with the journaling stuff. This will enable you to become consistent winners, and removing the erroneous, the bullshit stuff that you do, the mistakes that you do yourselves to yourselves. All right. Once you stop self-sabotaging yourself and give just 1 month of your time for this experiment. If I'm gonna give you $1 million, would you do this fucking experiment for a month? Yeah, most of you will fucking, people will sell their kidneys to do that. And here you are, you have this opportunity, and you're, but I have to pull up my notepad and then screenshot this and write some bullshit when I can just fucking, be a degenerate monkey, right? Well, if you want to be a degenerate monkey, go to Vegas. As I always say, at least they're going to get free drinks over there. Although they're not doing so hot nowadays. they might charge you. But back in the day, back in the good old days, they would get you nice and sauced up. At least you're fucking sitting there having fun, smoking cigars, drinking whiskey, whatever the fuck you do, right? And yeah, at least you're gonna have some fun. Here, you're just gonna get fucked. So if you want to get fucked, do it the right way with somebody you love. So on that positive note, I'll see you all tomorrow at 9 a.m. This was more of a two things: the bread and butter trade swing setup on a 1 hour time frame, and then your psychological, your little psychology lessons as to remove the negative so the positives see the light of day. All right. On that positive note, hope you see a lot of light, a lot of profits, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Cheers.